Okay guys, this is the story about how I almost broke the MRI machine. So I had to go to the hospital to get a MRI done on my leg because there was just something weird little lump in there. It wasn't that little, it was pretty big actually. Anyway, back to the story. I got in there and they were like, okay, so we're gonna need you to lay down like normal because I've had MRIs done before, so I knew what was going on most of the time. And so I laid down and they went to like start putting me in the machine and they stopped and they were like, we're gonna have to tape your legs together. And I looked at them, I'm like, what do you mean you have to tape my legs together? And they're like, see, your legs are too big to fit into the machine, so we're gonna have to tape them together. So they took my legs and they like put them on top of each other like that and taped them together. Now, if you can lay comfortably like that, I'd be very impressed because you're rolling around, rocking the whole time. You're not balanced at all. And so I was laying there. This MRI took like 45 minutes. It was awful. And like, you know that feeling when you get in your legs when you just start twitching and you can't sit still? That happened. And so I was laying there and all of a sudden my legs just started twitching. So I'm there, my legs are like just twitching like that. And all of a sudden in my headphones I hear, we really need you to sit still because your pictures have a lot of movement on them. And I was like, I put my hand up, I was like, okay. And so they were like, okay, thank you. So I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I start twitching again. And the nurse comes through the headphones and goes, we really need you to stop moving. And I didn't know what to say because I couldn't turn around and yell at him and say, untape my legs or something like that. I was just stuck like this. So I was trying so hard not to move. And then I finally found a spot where I could stay comfortable and not move, and kind of fell asleep a little bit. And you know that feeling you get when you fall asleep and it's like you're falling out of bed or something and you like freak out and jump? Well, that sort of happened too. And they already didn't like me because I couldn't sit still for my picture or the MRI. And so I was half asleep and all of a sudden I freaked out and I kicked my legs up and I threw this big expensive, like the thing that takes the pictures, like with all the wires and everything on it, I threw it up against the MRI machine with my legs, and I was like, oh no, I just broke this thing, because they slammed the brakes, it stopped making all like the da 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 da, all the weird sounds it makes, I had cut off, and then all of a sudden the lady comes in there and she's like, are you serious? Look what you just did. And I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to pay like $100 million to fix this machine right now. And she like checked everything out and she's like, okay, everything's good. And I'm like, so are we gonna continue this? And she's like, no, we have enough. You just need to leave. And so I apologized to her and I said one thing. I said, hey, you try to sit there and keep your legs that are taped on top of each other and not roll off that stupid thing inside a cramped place and try not to move. I am sorry. And then I walked out and she said, I hope not to see you in here again. And that's how I almost broke the MRI machine. Thank you.